Do you like the makeup of the panel? Do you think it's something where Justin might have more say, less say? How would the ideal makeup kind of be from your point of view?
Well, even with there's just the 4 people on that, isn't there? I mean, and Tim's obviously not an actual selector anyway. I'm sure they'd ask his view and opinion, but mate, who knows how it works? Justin might have been outvoted a couple of times. Someone else might have been outvoted a couple of times. Who knows how it's actually working? Is it the right system? Look, I said when I was playing that as a captain, I was desperate to be an actual selector, and for more communication reasons than anything else. It wasn't if I didn't always get the team that I wanted, but to be, accountable and being able to communicate well amongst your players, I thought it was vital that the captain could pass on his views to the players directly. So, as I said, I don't know if that's happening now or not, but I'd like to see the captain become a selector because he's doing that anyway. The selectors are still asking him what he thinks about them and their future, so it's no different, except he has full accountability around the group then. And I'm sure it probably gets to the stage at times where Tim might not get a certain player in the team that he wants, or there might be someone in the team that he might not want there, but how does he then remain honest with them? If he's a selector, then obviously he can be honest with them. So yeah, that's what I've always felt about it. It'd be a much more open and honest environment if he was a selector, I think.
Do players need to be proactive in terms of getting some of that feedback sometimes?
Yeah, they do, but I would have thought at the end of the day that's the selector's job. If someone's been left out or not picked for a certain tour or squad, then I think the first thing you do as a selector is get on the phone and let them know the reasons why. I mean, how else as a player do you improve if you're not getting the feedback from the captain or the coaches or the selectors on how you're going to get better? It's a pretty hard thing to improve if you don't. So, as I said, let's hope that's right. I've had a lot to do with Greg Chappell and Trevor Hones, and obviously with Justin and Tim Paine over the years, and they're all terrific people that are working their backsides off to do the right thing by Australian cricket. Well, one thing I know right now, it's a pretty tough job to be selecting Australian teams. And from reading between the lines, I think the thing that seems to be disappointing most is the lack of communication, or the communication channels between selectors and players, and maybe even selectors to the media on certain players, either selections or non-selections. Yeah, so I thought they got it right last week. I really liked the fact that they picked Marnus last week. They went out on a bit of a limb there. They picked him as an all-rounder. They batted him at 3, and as far as I was concerned, he looked as good as any of our batsmen technically, and he played some beautiful shots off both front and back foot. He played the spin really well, so I think that was a really good selection.
Another beautiful stroke.
So, as I said, right now it's a pretty thankless job. It's a difficult job right now, but I just hope that the communication between the players and the selectors is as good and as clear as it can be.